Jamaica's central bank digital currency is another of the many developments taking place in Jamaica. In this Jamaica video guide, I share with you what you need to know about this digital currency. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy learning about developments in Jamaica. CBDC is now a legal tender and is issued by the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ. BOJ has the sole right and authority to issue notes and coins in the island. However, in the case of CBDC, instead of live cash like dollar bills, it's in a digital form. Instead of a bank account, your digital money is stored in a digital wallet called a CBDC wallet. You may hear people call it electronic money, electronic currency, digital money, or even cyber cash. Now, there are different types of digital currencies. Cryptocurrency is a type of digital currency, but it is issued by a private company, unlike central bank digital currency, which, as the name suggests, is issued by a country's central bank and is also regulated by them. Therefore, Jamaica's central bank digital currency is issued by the Bank of Jamaica, which is Jamaica's central bank. BOJ started operating in Jamaica in May of 1961 and represents the core of Jamaica's financial system and is therefore responsible for ensuring its stability. So, suppose I want this digital wallet. How do I get it? It should be much easier than opening a bank account. And if you've opened a bank account recently in Jamaica, you know how long and cumbersome the process can be. To get a digital wallet is much easier. According to the BOJ website, all you will need to provide is your name, address, TRN, and a valid government-issued picture ID. And guess what? You don't need a bank account to get it. You can get a wallet from a number of financial institutions, for example, a commercial bank, merchant bank, building society, or even a payment service provider that has been authorized by the BOJ. And anyone can get it. Yes, even children. However, a parent or guardian would be in charge of getting a CBDC wallet for them. How is it different from a bank account? Unlike your bank account, where you may earn minimal interest, the money stored in digital form will not earn interest. I guess that's one of the reasons they choose to call it digital wallet, because you don't earn interest on money in your physical wallet. Unlike your bank account, where there is a cost to maintain it at a financial institution, there is no such cost in relation to your CBDC wallet. So no fees for making payments or transfers. And how does CBDC benefit the financial institution? Well, for the bank, running a CBDC account comes at a decreased cost, since the cost of holding and securing physical cash would be non-existent for digital currency. According to the BOJ website, adding this new currency to the financial system means that people who have been unable to open a bank account are now able to enter the financial system. Therefore, what this really provides is a way of, well, the website explains it best. By spending, transferring, and receiving CBDC, these persons create a transaction history that can be used to gain access to loan financing. Need I say more? No. And where you would normally have to deposit money when opening a bank account, you do not need funds to get a digital wallet. Another great thing that was shared about having a CBDC wallet is that you don't need to be in the same place with the person you are transferring funds to or receiving money from. But hold on, isn't that similar to online banking? Yes. The only difference is the money is coming from your wallet instead of your bank account. Will CBDC replace cash, debit, or credit card transactions? Currently, it's just another option, but more than likely it will in the future. I mean, we are living in the digital age and everything is going digital. Now, Imagine a world with a digital ID and digital money all linked together. Jamaica's central bank digital currency has cybersecurity features to prevent counterfeiting and hacking. Apart from you, only your wallet provider will have access to your account, and they can only share your information if required by the law in relation to breaches of anti-money laundering or counter-financing of terrorism. I'm pretty sure other reasons may be tagged onto that in the future. So once you have opened a CBDC account at one of the financial institutions mentioned previously, you can now work on adding money to your digital wallet. You can do so by transferring from your bank account to your CBDC wallet, as it can be exchanged one for one with your physical cash. You can use a smart ATM to add funds to your wallet. You can transfer from one CBDC wallet to another, or visit your wallet provider to add to your digital wallet. Now, there is a QR code attached to your digital wallet, and when you want to do business with someone, you can either scan their code or input their wallet ID. And of course, if someone wants to make a payment to you, then you will provide them with the same information. Your wallet provider may even allow you to collect CBDC on your e-commerce website. For now, CBDC can only be used in Jamaica at institutions that offer this digital currency service. If at any time you need to turn CBDC into cash, you can either visit your wallet provider or use a smart ATM. I hope many of your questions about Jamaica's central bank digital currency, CBDC, has been answered, and I would love for you to let me know in the comments how you feel about this recent development. With the launch of Jamaica's central bank digital currency, otherwise known as JAMDEX, many Jamaicans are excited about this new convenient way of transacting business. But probably just as many Jamaicans are resistant to this new legal tender. In last week's episode, we spoke about everything you needed to know about Jamaica's central bank digital currency, CBDC. I shared all the pros, but we didn't really discuss the cons, we only alluded to them. So let's get into those in this video. But first, if you enjoy learning about developments taking place in Jamaica and across the world, then subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any of my weekly videos. I will be uploading a Learn With Me video every Sunday at 11 a.m. going forward. And some weeks I may upload bonus videos on weekdays, which are usually videos showing you around Jamaica. So let's get into it. Though CBDC and cryptocurrency are both digital currencies, they have quite a few differences. The major one is that cryptocurrency is not controlled by a central authority that can seize it for whatever reason. CBDC, on the other hand, is centralized and is basically controlled just like banknotes are regulated. But unlike banknotes, CBDCs may offer the government even more control over your money. Let's take a look at some worrying characteristics of CBDC. It's traceable. If you go to the supermarket and spend $1,000 in cash, that purchase is not linked to you. That's because physical cash offers anonymity. However, if you use your debit or credit card to pay, then the bank will have a record of that purchase under your name. Like your credit card and debit card, your digital money in your digital wallet can also be traced back to you. Every single transaction tracked and recorded. Now, why would the government want to be able to track you and how you use your money? Well, the main reason is that it can help with the fight against crimes like money laundering and the financing of terrorism, which is basically the same reason shared for having a national ID or a digital ID. And with that in mind, many lawful citizens are accepting of trading their privacy for convenience and safety. But CBDC being traceable in and of itself is not the biggest problem. It's the other characteristics plus its traceability that may cause concern. For example, it can be programmed. Digital currencies are programmable, which essentially means that they can be coded with instructions on how they should be used. How much money do you have in your bank account now? You're probably saving for a specific purpose. Imagine if your bank said you had to use all the money currently in your bank account by the end of the week or you would lose it. Would you be comfortable with such a policy? With CBDCs, your government could implement a monetary policy where, in order to stimulate the economy, they program the money to expire if you don't use it within a certain time period. You might think that's just a crazy hypothetical situation that would never happen. But guess what? According to the World Economic Forum's website, China began looking into digital currencies all the way back in 2014, and they have been testing their own electronic money in certain cities for several years now. It's called ECNY and is issued by the People's Bank of China, the country's central bank. In one of the tests, the subjects were given a few weeks within which to spend the digital cash before it expired. Digital money can also be programmed to become less valuable over time, thereby encouraging users to use it quickly. According to this New York Times article, in one possibility that economists have discussed, a central bank could program its digital currency to slowly lose value so that consumers are encouraged to spend it immediately. They may even be able to control what you spend your money on. There are a number of possible rules that they can attach to your digital currency, and that's a worrying thought. Now, could they possibly use this new level of control to punish certain people? When you consider all the features together, the fact that it can be traced and programmed, coupled with the presence of a digital ID, then yes, they can easily shut down someone's access to funds if they disagree with the government or levy financial restrictions against their political opponents. Think that's another hypothetical situation that would never happen? Well, we don't have to stretch our minds too far. Earlier this year, during a large-scale protest in Canada, led by truckers, the protesters caused traffic gridlock affecting businesses and the lives of everyday Canadians. So after threats and arrests did not stop the protests, the Ontario Superior Court approved the government's request to freeze protesters' access to millions of dollars that were donated to them online. The government even went as far as using emergency powers to freeze the bank accounts of those involved. All of this in a Western democratic society that doesn't currently have CBDC. So for now, CBDC, and specifically Jamdex, which is what Jamaicans call their centralized digital money, is presently just another option for transacting business. But once it has been adopted by most of the society, it is almost inevitable that it will eventually replace cash, which means that there may come a time where it is the only accepted legal tender. Do you think that this is where the world will reach eventually? Here are a few things to consider when pondering that question. The World Economic Forum launched a digital currency governance consortium in early 2020 to include over 80 public and private sector organizations in 33 countries in places like Europe, North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. They've since had several workshops and meetings in an effort to address gaps in the governing of digital currency. In this Observer article, Richard Biles, governor of the Bank of Jamaica, is quoted as saying, "I think they're going to coexist together, Jamdex and cash that is, for a while. But hopefully, more and more, we will see that the digital currency takes over and cash will become a smaller part of transactions. Biles responded when asked if he anticipates the digital currency will replace cash in the long run. The Prime Minister was quoted in this Loop article as saying, "We're moving ahead in parallel with the system of digital transfer through the digital central bank currency so that eventually all our payments, all our social support payments, or path payments, and so forth, and eventually salaries from the public sector will be going through our digital system." I implore you to do your own reading. Knowledge is power. As usual, I have all my sources listed in the description box. I will always make an effort to share both sides of the story. And if you believe this information is useful, then please share it, leave a like and a comment, as those types of engagements will let YouTube know that you enjoy the content, and then they will share it with more people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week at the same time.